Each year, a student from the graduating class is selected to speak at commencement. This year's student speaker is Dustin Ray. Dustin is graduating today with a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science and Systems. It is my great pleasure to welcome Dustin.
Thank you, Andre. Friends and colleagues, I stand before you today with great humility and respect. I am nothing short of honored to have had the privilege of learning and growing amongst the greatest people and minds of our generation. The University of Washington in Tacoma is an institution that has attracted the finest instructors, administrators, researchers, and students from around the world. And it has been a transformative experience to be able to work alongside the people who devote so much of their lives towards the success of myself and my peers. The graduating body that is present here today has faced challenges that, without exaggeration, are unprecedented in human history. Together, we have survived tumultuous politics that are antithetical to the goals and virtues that many of us hold dear. We have survived severe fires and other ominous signs of an impending climate disaster. We have witnessed the blatant murders of our BIPOC brothers and sisters at the hands of a broken criminal justice system. And we are now witnessing the first war on the European continent since World War II, affecting a great many of us here who have friends and family living in the midst of conflict. Finally, many of us, but certainly not all of us, have survived a world-changing pandemic that has left great emotional and physical scars across all facets of daily life. I wish that I could tell you that these last years were mere anomalies, that we can expect a bright future, and that these challenges that we have been forced to confront will resolve themselves over time. The reality is that never in our history have problems of this magnitude resolved themselves, nor can we expect them to in the future. Our generation is being forced to reckon with a system which can no longer support itself on old ideals and outdated beliefs. We have seen that fear, hatred, intolerance, and isolation do not lend themselves to a well-functioning and equitable society. It is then far more realistic for us to view these last few years as omens of what is to come if we fall complacent and fail to hold not just ourselves, but our society and our institutions accountable. And so what are we to do? What is it that we have to look forward to in such a world? The University of Washington has given us a profound and lasting lesson in accountability, and I claim to you that it is through this virtue of accountability that we can create a better world for ourselves and our offspring. The university begins our education by instilling in us a sense of personal accountability, and indeed, none of us would be here on graduation day if we had not learned how to leverage this skill for ourselves in our studies and classwork. Moreover, as a bastion of free speech and exchange of ideals, the university has taught us how to hold our institutions accountable as well. By inviting criticism, by creating a space for which we can learn how to effectively help each other grow and develop, the University of Washington has given us a powerful tool set which we can integrate into the modern world and shape it into one that can work for all of us. It is no longer acceptable for us to move past college and simply wait for crises to fix themselves. We will not fix gender pay equity by waiting for someone else to address it. We will not solve climate change by hoping that our economy and those who run it will self-correct to a sustainable future. We will not solve systemic racism by abstaining from elections and sending mere thoughts and prayers to the victims of a broken system. The University of Washington understands the nature of the tools that we will need in order to address the inevitable crises that we will continue to confront in the future. By fostering an environment of inclusivity, equity, free speech, information exchange, and a sense of community, the university has laid a foundation for us to adapt in an ever-changing world. Indeed, we have been shown the intrinsic necessity of aggressively and relentlessly holding ourselves and our institutions accountable. Although the challenges we have faced and will continue to face can raise an air of hopelessness, we should remain confident that we are perhaps the best suited generation of minds to solve the problems ahead. The tools at our disposal are vast and potent. We have unlimited access to information. We have unprecedented compassion and understanding for each other's differences and identities. We are gifted with powerful and cutting-edge technology, medicine, and science that we can and will leverage to help us be successful on the journey that lies ahead. There are many reasons to be optimistic about the future, and there are an uncountable number of reasons why we should never become complacent and always work to leave things better than how we found them. This is the lesson that the university leaves with us today, that through accountability, we can and we will create a world and a future that is equitable for all. The future can be bright, so let us make it so. Thank you.